Action.
Thank you.
Good evening, all. It's a pleasure to meet you all through the Zoom. And this is definitely going to be a wonderful session. And I want it to be a lighter session. During this session, we are to share our knowledge. And I'm going to share with you certain things which really impressed me when I read this book, New 1 Minute Manager.
Yeah.
So I think that it will be helpful for you too to enjoy the session.
May I request others to kindly mute yourself? May I request everyone to kindly mute. Others will not get disturbed. Thank you so much. Yes, Tina, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much for responding. Okay, I got so impressed with this new 1 Minute Manager because we all in our lives want to manage ourselves, manage others, and also our work efficiently. This is an area where many of us struggle and we get frustrated or feel so happy about it. And when we feel so happy about it, sometimes we don't make a move. Either we feel so proud that we don't make a move, or we feel so frustrated that we feel stuck in a particular place. So when I read through this book, The New 1 Minute Manager, I was really very excited, and that is why I have come forward to share during this session. This book was sold for 13 million copies of this book were sold in more than 37 languages. So it's a very powerful book to discuss. The authors of this book are Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson. Spencer Johnson also wrote this Who Moved My Cheese, which is also an excellent book to read. And Ken Blanchard has written lots of other books too, based on this 1 Minute Manager. He has Leadership and 1 Minute Manager, the New 1 Minute Manager. He has written this 1 Minute Manager, which was an old version, which has this top-down approach in a company. So what do we learn through this 1 Minute Manager? So we are going to learn that how people produce valuable results, feel good about themselves, feel good about the organization, and also the other people with whom they work. So it is going to talk about the results, how people really feel very confident and good about themselves. They feel glad about working in an organization and also working with others. So there is a writing of Confucius which says this: the essence of knowledge is having it to use it. So we all have knowledge, we possess knowledge, we gain knowledge in order to use it. So this book will help us to learn how we can put our knowledge into practice. Okay, it begins with a story. It's based upon a story where a young man went in search of a good manager. This young man was really inspired to work in a very good organization, and he wanted to work under a very good manager. So he started inquiring managers all around the world. He went and interviewed managers, their style of managing people. He went around and interviewed lots of managers. He found that there are two types of managers. Some were tough managers and some were nice managers. Tough managers are those type of managers who said that I want to have only the results. I want to see the results. I want to see how, in what way we have achieved, and they wanted their commands to be executed. They were autocratic managers, a bottom line managers. They wanted to set it right for these people, and they said, this is how I want you to function. This is how I want the organization and the team members to function. And they were very strict on their rules. They were hard-nosed. They were very strict, very realistic, and they were profit-minded. They always looked in for the profits. And there were these nice managers. They were interested in people. So they were so nice to them. And they gave all the freedom for all the team members. And they said, no problem for anything. They said yes to everything. They were not saying no for certain things where they have to say. They were democratic managers. They were participative, very supportive, very considerate. They empathized with people. They had these feelings and emotions expressed beyond expectation, and they were humanistic. But this young man felt these tough managers and the nice managers, both the types of managers were partially effective. Some were very strict, they wanted only the results, and the nice managers concentrated only on the happiness of the people who were working in the organization. So he said they were all half managers. And he wanted to meet a real manager, an effective manager. And he continued on that journey in search of effective managers. According to him, effective managers manage themselves and the people they work with, so that both the people and the organization profit from their presence, who are considered about the results as well as people. They wanted the entire organization to grow, be profitable. At the same time, he considered those are the effective managers who keep their people also work happily in the organization. So when he was searching for such type of managers, he heard about one special manager, and they called him 1 minute manager. This young man was so excited. He wanted to meet him. And so what he did, he made a call to the organization. It was picked up by the secretary, and the secretary said that, you want to meet my manager? No problem, I will directly connect it to him. He was surprised. Is it easy for anybody to reach the manager? And he spoke with the manager. Sir, I would like to have an interview with you. Is it possible? The manager said, of course, yes. You can meet me any day except on Wednesdays, as I have, I'm instead of, I cannot allot you, I cannot spare my time on Wednesday mornings. Otherwise, I'm free. You can always come and meet me whenever you want. He was surprised. Will managers say that he can allot a time any day except on Wednesday morning? He thought all the managers are always busy. They say, I'm into some work, I'm always busy. But this manager is asking me to come and meet him. So he fixed up an appointment. And when he met the manager, he said he saw that he is a manager who gives importance to people as well as results. He went and greeted the manager, the 1 minute manager. The 1 minute manager shook hands with him, greeted him politely, made him sit comfortably, and told him what help he can offer. He said he wanted to interview how he manages people and why people call him as 1 minute manager. The 1 minute manager said that I am able to manage my people and the organization in very, very less time. I feel people who feel good about themselves produce good results. I consider results as well as people. He was very glad to talk to that manager. And he said, how do you manage that? Please tell me your secret. He said, why don't you ask the people who are working in my organization? And immediately handed over the phone numbers and the contact people whom he can contact and interview. He said, whom should I start with? Should I start with Miss Lee or John? Whom I should start with? The manager said, young man, I don't take decisions for others. You have to take it for yourself. And he showed the way to the door. The young man felt very happy and he said that he got the numbers and he started to meet people. First, he met a lady employee who was called Teresa Lee. So Teresa Lee, as soon as she saw him, she said, did you meet our manager, our 1 minute manager? He's quite a guy, isn't it? The young man said, yes, he seems to be quite a guy, a different person. So he said, are you happy working here? And Lee said that she's very happy working in that organization. And she said that my manager is very clear on setting goals. The way that he helps to set goals is something, it's a first secret for our organization to run so well. She said that always we are allocated a job position and employees enter into a company without even knowing what to do. They're given the job position, they are introduced to other people, and they are left alone. And when they try to do their job, all of a sudden the managers come and pounce on them and they ask them, this is not the one that I asked you to do. What are you supposed to do? And what they were actually doing was not matching with what the boss expectation. It was not matching with the expectation of the bosses. That is the most of the problem in most of the companies. You do something else, but the expectation of the boss is completely different. So Teresa said that our manager is so sincere in always making it clear what our responsibilities are, what are we held accountable for, and how good performance looks like. So this young man was so curious to know how he helped them setting 1 minute goal setting. She explained to him that the manager always sat with people initially whenever the project began or any new task to be done. He sat with the employee and set the goal. What needs to be done and what are the actions to take and what is expected. When he discussed this clearly and made it clear to the employee, both of them were clear about what are the goals to be achieved. And they were not writing loads on a paper. They just recorded not more than 250 words on a single sheet of paper. One goal in one sheet of paper within 250 words. He wanted to keep it very simple and precise so that people are very clear about that particular goal which they want to achieve. Each goal on each paper. So it just took 1 minute. He allows only 1 minute to set that goal, to write that goal down, and also to read it. So the 1 minute goal setting is the first and the foundation for the 1 minute management. He was very happy to know that. And he said, how can people achieve all the goals? And Teresa Lee explained to him that our manager believes and also made us believe that only 20% of our efforts lead to the 80% of the results. That is 80% of a result comes from the 20% of the goals that we are setting. So he helps us to set only that 20% goals. Not all the goals at a time, only that major goals, which means a lot. So the young man heard it and he summarized. So he agreed that both the manager and the employee agreed on the goals together, showed people, the manager showed how good performance looks like, what is his expectation, how the work has to be carried out, what are the actions that is being expected. And each goal, only 3 to 5 goals, were written on a single sheet of paper, one goal in one paper with the due dates using less than 250 words. Read and reread each goal, which requires only a minute or so each time you do it. It was stuck or it was kept in a place where they can see it very clearly. They were very sure about the goals. So goals were in front of them, were placed in front of them, where they could see it often and read it. It just takes a minute and less than a minute to look at your performance, to compare yourself, whether you're proceeding towards your actions or towards your goals, to check whether the behavior matches the goals, the observable and measurable ones, how much we have accomplished. So he was very happy to know about the 1 minute goal setting. And he was wondering how this was making a great impact in their company. Then he went on to meet another one. He was very curious to know everything. But Teresa Lee said that you can meet on to the next one. And she said, nowadays, as I'm also following the 1 minute management, I have lots of time to spend with my family. I know when I have to work, what I have to target, I achieve and I feel so happy about it. And I also have lots of time to do the other works. So she said, you can meet the next manager, next person in our company. And he met Paul Trenell. Paul Trenell again greeted this young man and said that, did you meet our 1 minute manager? He's quite a guy, isn't it? Now you got used to it. The young man got used to hearing this quite a guy. And then he asked him, what is that you like about the 1 minute manager? And Paul Trenell said that, see, I'm so moved by the way our manager does the 1 minute praisings. Most of the companies, most of the managers, most of the people pinpoint or catch you whenever you do something wrong. Our 1 minute manager believes in helping people reaching their full potential by catching them doing something right. When somebody is doing something right, he responds, he comes and does a 1 minute praising. He said, 1 minute praising? Don't you think it will take some time to praise somebody? He said he was precise, very specific, and he does this 1 minute praising following an order. So this young man was very curious to know what was 1 minute praising. So the manager always told upfront that he would always provide feedback whenever it's necessary. And he said that praise them immediately as soon as you see them doing something right. Catch them when you're see them doing something right. So praise them immediately. Don't wait for long. Tell them what they did right and be specific. Tell them how good you feel about what they did and how it helps the rest of the team. He said that he used to praise immediately, just in few words. Good job. You have done a great work. You have completed a report and submitted on time. The report was very clear and concise about yesterday's meeting. And he said that I feel so glad about you. Feels so good that you are able to complete this on time. And this boosted the morale of the employees. And he always used to pause after that. A silence to help the employees feel how good you feel. to get that employees feel that goodness in them. And he always ended by encouraging them to do more like that. He shook hands with them, touched people in a way that makes it clear that he has the confidence in them and he supported their success in this organization. He was very happy. The young man was very happy and moved by this 1 minute praising. Just taking half a minute to tell them upfront that you all provide feedbacks, praise them immediately, be specific on what they did right, and making them feel good. And taking a pause, and in the next half of the minute, encouraging to do the same. And he just told them, shook hands with them, and showed gestures that he appreciates them a lot and have confidence in them. He felt that how this would work. Will not people make a mistake? He went on to meet, and when he asked this question, the person led him to another employee. And when he met, he asked, did you meet that new manager? The 1 minute manager? He's quite a guy, isn't it? He said. And then the young man asked that, what do you like about this person? And the employee said, praising people doesn't always work. You would have heard about 1 minute goals, 1 minute praising, and there is also something else too. Praising people doesn't always work if it isn't combined with redirects to correct the mistakes when they occur. Our 1 minute manager corrects us on time. He is tough on the performance and not tough on the person. He said that when people have all the skills to do something right, and yet when they don't do it, or they know how to do it well, they are much experienced, and yet they make a mistake, immediately our manager comes in and he corrects. He corrects the performance he's not tough on the person. He's very strict. He's very sure about what is being expected. And if it goes wrong, he pinpoints the performance and not the person. So he said that our manager, just a 1 minute redirect. He tells people beforehand that he will let them know whenever a feedback is needed. He will confirm the fact that something has gone wrong and then redirect the people immediately. He was very specific in pinpointing their wrong things. He let them know how he felt, how the manager felt when somebody did something wrong. He paused for a few seconds, shook hands with them in the second half, touched them in the way and told them that he is there for them. He has confidence in them. And he knows that they are capable of doing really better, a good job, and correct their mistakes. He gave them the confidence. He corrected their behavior and reminded them how much he values them. He reaffirmed that he always thinks well of them, but they have to correct their performance. And when it is over, the manager makes sure that the correction is over. He tells them that this is over. Now I have corrected you and you can continue your work and do it in a right way. So finally, he was very happy, and the young man felt very happy about meeting all these three people. And he came to know about this 1 minute goal setting, 1 minute praising, and 1 minute redirect. Then he once again met the manager and asked him how he was able to do all this. The manager said that I care about the people as well as the result. The best minute I spend is the one I invest in people. He said that people needs to know that they are valued much. This young man was very curious, and he asked that, how do you feel that why this 1 minute goal works? He said that without a goal, a person cannot find his satisfaction. So the goal works really well. But what happens is that the employees do not know what is their goal. And he gave a and he spoke about a story. The manager said that he once saw a person who was a poor performer in the earlier organization near the bowling court, and he was bowling. And when this person bowled, when he rolled the ball, rolled the pin, he felt very happy and he was shouting. And he asked, why do you think that person was really very happy? The young man said that maybe, he hit all the pins there, which were kept on the bowling thing. And the manager said, yes. When he knew that he had hit all the pins over there, he was very happy. And imagine the second scenario wherein a bed sheet or a sheet is being kept, and that pins, if the bowler is not able to see the pins which are arranged on the other side, and if the bowler bowls, he can just hear the sound that he had just hit some pins, and he would not be sure how many pins he had hit. He would feel happy to an extent, but not completely, because he hasn't seen the goal. The manager explained to him, when people are able to see what they are able to achieve, when they know that these are the goals and this is what they have done, they are really very happy and satisfied. When the goal is hidden, when the pins are hidden, the person can just hear it and feel it. Maybe he had done something, but they are not satisfied completely. And he said that sometimes, in the third case, there may be a person who's standing near that screen, and when the bowler bowls and hits the pins, he may show his hands, lift up his hands and show two, to denote that, two pins are being hit. Then the bowler would come to know that two pins are hit. But even that, then the young man said, do you feel that the person who tells that two pins are being hit is like a manager who tells the people that they have achieved something? He said, yes. Some people wait till their performance review at the end of the year. But I don't give my performance review at the end of the year. It is when and where people needed praisings and the redirects. I do that immediately. Tell them how they have to correct their actions in order to reach the goal. So he said that feedback is something really very important. It is like the breakfast for the champions. He just said, take a minute to look at your goal. Then look at what you're doing and see if it matches your goal. So he always corrected the employees to check whether their actions match their goals. He said, everyone is a potential winner. Some people are disguised as losers, but don't let their appearance fool you. He considered each and every one. He said that you can either hire a winner. It will be very hard to find, very expensive to hire and keep. Or hire someone with potential to be a winner and systematically train them to be a winner. The young man asked him, are you talking about the praisings? Yes, the manager said yes. And the young man wanted even more clarity on how he did that. The manager said, many a times manager catch people doing something wrong and immediately go and scold them and show, sometimes, especially when they're doing something wrong, they immediately go and blast. But they do not praise them whenever they have to. They wait till the performance review, and all of a sudden, like stacking into a gunny bag, all the anger that they have in their mind, whatever they thought that the employee had done something wrong, they store it like in a gunny bag, and at the end of the year, they finally blast it out onto the employee, showing that the performance is wrong, the performance is not up to the mark, and the employee did something really very wrong, and they do not appreciate the employee and promote the employee, which actually lowers down the morale of the employee. He said, do we do that? Actually, we don't do that in our real life. And he gave an example so the young man can understand. He said that, see, when a child walks, when a child begins to walk and stumbles and falls down, will a parent go and whack the child and tell, didn't I ask you to walk? And why don't you walk properly? Do they do that? You don't do that. Each time when they take a step and fall down, even when they fall down, we say, walk, walk, yes, yes, walk, walk. We appreciate, we smile, we express our love, hug and kiss, and give all the appreciation for the child. And we feel very happy at each and every step that the baby takes. When the baby begins to speak, if we don't tell the baby, why do you talk like this? Why do you blabber? And if he wants water, we tell him this is water. We tell him, what is that? Even if the baby cannot utter it properly and say waller, we are very happy and we call up somebody and say, my baby said waller today. We appreciate that. We understand. Later, when the baby utters the word water, we are very happy about it. But the same thing, we do not do it in an organization. And by this analogy, the manager helped the young man to understand that how praisings help people to boost their confidence, to become a better person and perform really well, make themselves feel good about themselves. And he said that this we don't do it for a person who is 21 years of age. If he says Waller, we correct him. That is not expected of him. The same way, we need to correct a person who is in the field, who has been performing well. When they go down, we need to correct them immediately. So the person said that, how do you correct? How do you redirect a person in 1 minute? He said a basketball player, he gave another analogy where he said a basketball coach was helping out, wanted to help out all the players when they were playing a match. One of his best players was not doing right, was not playing well. Immediately, the basketball player called that best player out, made him sit on the bench, and he told him that you are not concentrating, you are not catching the ball which was coming towards you, you are missing out on that. And he said that you are not actually blocking the ball and you are not focused towards the goal. And he said, when you are ready, I know you are capable of it. You are a best player. And when you're ready to do that, do things in the right way and in the best way, he said, you can enter into the field. The player took some time and then he went to the coach and said that I want to go in once again into the field. And the coach let him go in. And he played his best and the entire team won the basketball competition. He said, our correction is also needed for our employees at the right time. So we are not just our behavior. He said that it is just, we are the people who manage our behaviors. Goals begin with the behaviors. And the young man summarized everything and he said, Thank you, manager, for the wonderful time. And he said that I learned that goals begin with behaviors and consequences influence our future behaviors. This young man, the manager asked him, young man, I see that you're so interested and now we have learned everything, noted down everything. He asked him, will you like to join the organization? And this young man asked, what are you saying? Do you want me to work under you? And the manager said, not under me, but with me. Managers work with the team. Then the young man joined in the company and he was following the 1 minute management. He prepared the game plan, and this is the game plan that he formed. When they start with the goal setting, check for the goals whether it is achieved or the goals are not achieved, check for the behaviors and the actions, and if the goals are achieved, the 1 minute praisings are given or the 1 minute redirects. And if the goal is achieved or been lost, check out and reset, review the goal, clarify it, agree on the goals, and set new goals. Later on in the years, he became a new 1 minute manager in this different company, and people contacted the young man who emerged into a new 1 minute manager, and he wrote down everything, and he did the same thing, that we need to share the good news, how to manage others, ourselves. He said, give yourself and others the gift of getting greater results in less time. Set goals, praise and redirect behaviors, and encourage people. Speak the truth, laugh, work, and enjoy. Always, you need to remember, you also need to laugh with people, not only be firm on the actions, that behaviors or the results. Encourage the people you work with to do the same as you do. So this is just a mind map which I found in the net. Hope this will be helpful for you. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you learned something out of this book. So thank you all. I encourage you to read this book. It's a wonderful book. This is what I could do in the time allotted sharing the 1 minute manager. If you read it, you will definitely be inspired. Encouraging people, setting goals every day, 1 minute goals, 1 minute doing 1 minute praisings, and 1 minute redirects will help in our family life, in our personal life, and also in our professional life. So be encouraged to read the book too. Thank you very much, Vijay, for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Tina, for such a lovely session on this 1 minute manager book. It was really overwhelming, and we had a lot of takeaways from this book, just like setting this 1 minute goal and how do you praise in 1 minute and how do you do the correction in 1 minute. So there are a lot of things to take from the session. The session is recorded, which will be uploaded in the YouTube. People who are willing to revisit this recording can also do that by sending us a message, so that we can form a WhatsApp group of all the people who are into this session today. All right, and every week we will be conducting this session. And it's not that only we will be talking. People, whoever are interested in giving a session on any kind of book, are more than welcome, so that we all learn from each other and get benefited from each other. There are a lot of takeaways, Tina, from your session today. I'm so happy and overwhelmed. Thank you. And
Thank you very much, Vijay.
yes, and we have around 30 audience today, and this was the first session. I feel this is so successful to have each one of you with us. 30 people is a good number for the first session we had. However, the last session was on the same author, Spencer Johnson, and I had given a session on Who Moved My Cheese. So that recording is also available, which will be uploaded in Facebook as well as in YouTube, so that you can go and watch it. Well, I request someone who is interested to say a few words on this session and what is that you have taken from the session. Anyone is welcome to speak. Yes,
Yeah,
Krishna?
Vijay, may I
Yes,
take a chance?
Hi Jay, good evening.
Yeah, hi. Hey, Tina, it has been wonderful. The way you have summarized all the concepts and you have emphasized utilizing the 1 minute for that. It's like a closed loop system. So it is like a simple flow chart you can put in the our day-to-day life or in our day-to-day corporate life, and we can get results. So thanks a lot for sharing this precious knowledge with us. I really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Thank you, Jay.
Hi, Tina Chandran here.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Tina,
Good
to
evening.
be very frank, I didn't feel that it was a review of a book at all. You lived through that book. That's what I should say, actually. It was very smooth and very structured and very crisp and clear. So, very well done. Wonderful.
Thank you, Chandran, sir.
I have a question, Farooq here.
Yes, Farooq, sir.
Uh, I read this book many years back, so I
Okay.
just want to know what is new about it. The word new is used here. Is it changed or is it the same one?
Yes, sir. In the earlier 1 minute manager, Ken Blanchard has written on the top down approach, wherein the managers had the top down approach from the manager to the uh, uh, lower level employees. So it was written on the top down approach. And the main difference is that instead of the reprimand, in the earlier version, it was mentioned as a reprimand, which means that you correct very strictly and with even harsh words for a minute. That is a reprimand. You are very strict in your correction. But in the redirect, in the new version, the new 1 minute manager, it has been changed as a redirect, which means that you actually sit with the employee and pinpoints to him what is a behavior that has to be corrected or what has gone wrong, and help him to reset the goal or review the goal along with the manager.
Right.
So that is a major difference in this one.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. An excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. In addition, Tina, what you have told, it's like summing up, just uh, just adding more empathetical mindset to the managers rather than it was the previous one.
Yes. I feel not only for the managers, it is also
For
useful
the
for the
for
teachers,
the for the
useful for the family life, because we actually sometimes keep our feelings inside and we don't actually express it immediately, whether it's a praising or it
or
is
it is
a correction. See, even if a wife does something wrong in the cooking, always a comment comes immediately. Do we do
yeah.
that when something happens good in our family? So when are we catching our children doing things right? Do
Yes.
we appreciate them immediately? We need not actually, we need not do a fake praising, but be specific and clear on that. So it is helpful for every area of our life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Evening all, may I speak in?
Good
Yes,
evening,
Uma,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Please
Good
go ahead.
evening.
This is Uma, and I've been with Tina in other many more other sessions also. This is the first time I'm being with her in this particular session, and she has crossed the boundary, the expectation. She has raised the bar, in fact, of our others reviews who are going to follow her. And congrats, Tina, you did very well. And I was till now, I was from afternoon, I was very tensed. How she's going to make it? How she's going to summarize this 1 minute one? More than her, I think I was excited, and I could not even eat my lunch properly today. And I was thinking, oh, I don't know how she's going to do it, when, how she'll do. And now I'm relieved now. More than you, I am relieved because I'm happy I heard what you said. And not only in the corporates, this can be applied to our team, to our short groups, small groups, and within the family, with our children, with teenage children, especially with the teenagers. This is very highly applicable and very useful. Thank you, Tina. And I like to be a part of this group because I also read a lot, and maybe I'll also share some time whenever I can my favorite books. Thank
Thank you very much, Uma, ma'am. Surely, we'd love to have you in our
Love
club,
to
sir.
hear have one of you shortly, ma'am. Uh, we were planning actually 15 days once having a session, but looking at the excitement and um, uh, what people are feedback we have today, feel that this session should be conducted.
This is so innovative and such a good productive time, you know. It is very, I'm so happy. I'm very glad there are so many people with wise minds and thinking alike like this. I'm really happy. I'm fortunate to be with you all.
Thank you. And I'll be sharing a screen where the phone number is there, so you can get in touch with us, so that you will get added to this WhatsApp group, so that we can stay in touch with each other, and you can share whichever topics you want to speak, or we will be sharing on which book we will be giving a session on. So you can reach out to this number, which is 9845326408. Please make a note of this and kindly get back to us so that you get yourself added to the group.
Vijay sir, this is Mohan here.
Sir, can I share something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Shakila, Tina's aunt, and this is the first time I got a chance to listen to Tina. Tina, congrats! It was amazing.
Thank
And
you very much, sister.
the first few minutes I missed. I really feel sorry for that, because by the time I could get in, it took some time. I had some internet problem, and few of my teachers were also listening to it, and few of my coordinators were listening to it. Tina, this is a very important one, not only for the manager and employees. You have given a very clear idea how we can follow it for our students. And after a year of break, they're going to come back in June, if God will is there. We hope and pray. So it's going to be very useful for us, Tina. You have given us how to start after they come back from this pandemic situation. Thank you so much, Tina. God bless you. That
Thank
was
you very much,
wonderful.
sister. Thanks a lot.
Now, can I?
Yes, please.
Am I audible? Deepika this side.
Yes, Deepika.
Hi, Tina, and hi, everybody. I have to share this. The coincidence was I was at Landmark when you started your session, and I happened to be picking up the 1 Minute Manager book itself in my hand, and I lost my connection, so I missed the start of what you were saying. But I'm sure that thing automatically, with the hard book in my hand, the hard copy of the book in my hand, I could connect with what Tina must be communicating out in the session. So what attracts me into this is when you had shared the flyer was, as a trainer, we have been hearing other people and they recommending us to read books. आप ये book पढ़िए, you should read this book, it's a very good book. But none of them came up with reviews kind of a thing of a book as such. So this was something really attracting for me and something different out of the box thinking, I must say. So this is something a really very nice direction you have given for all the trainers. For them, it will benefit to learn and to share that learning out to the audience or the prospects as well. And listening out in a voice from a known person like Tina, yes, it really added up to the review. And thank you, Tina. I would really like to be a part of this group as well. So I would surely join in.
Thank you
You.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deepika. I should definitely thank Vijay Sai and also Sheep sir for starting this book session. And we've been sharing a lot, and we had sharing on Who Moved My Cheese, and another session too. So there is a lots of sharing that goes on, and we would be glad to have you all among us. Definitely, it's a very good sharing, and there's lots of learnings when we begin to share with each other. It is not just concealed within us. When we read, we motivate and we inspire. And when we as trainers are inspired, when we ourselves are inspired, we feel that we can do a good job in this world, inspiring people to be better people.
Yes, thank you, Tina. I'm Vivek Prabhu. Thanks for inviting me. First of all, this is my first session with this platform. And I'm thankful to Mr. Vijay, you and Deepika for making us, sharing this platform. It was a really wonderful subject. And we see so many books in the market, which we tend to, we long to read because we here and there we we know about the book and the contents to some extent, but this sort of explaining the gist and making us understanding what is in the book and making us longing for reading it further, it is really a wonderful thing. So because once you give the gist of the book, then your interest in reading the book definitely augments further. Otherwise, there are a lot of books in the market, and we don't know which book we should read first and which book we should read next. So this is a very good platform which encourages us to read bit by bit in a proper way, so that our pathway is strengthened day by day. Thank you so much, and it is very nice from you to hear the gist in such a precise manner that as if you have uh, underscored everything inside the book. And some people may feel that now I need not read the book, but it is not so. My interest in reading the book still persists, and I will definitely buy the book and read it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vivek,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
This is a very short book which has only 105 pages. Yeah, it's just 100 pages. 99, it ends with an acknowledgement in 99, 96 pages. And I got it for 199. That's all. I believe in small investments and good books. So, you can, it's affordable, and I feel that everybody should have it. And the lines are really very beautiful. Only few lines I have put it up in the PowerPoint, but you should read it. The way the words, the selection of words that are in this book are really superb.
And you can present it also to somebody.
Yes.
On their birthday or something. On certain occasions, you can present it. So it will be really a very worthy gift, you can say.
Definitely, sir.
Tina ma'am, this is Mohan here. See, actually, just for your class, I was actually outside. I was in the middle of something. Then I got to know that today there is a class of book session of Tina ma'am. That's why I came back from a long distance and I sat at home, and it was really a nice session. And also the way of story narration, it is really beautiful for us working in an IT company, how managers should behave. And 1 minute praising is very much important, because the report is getting the work from the report is a big headache for us. Driving the people would be a big task for managers also, or team leads also. So we always try to praise, means as you said about the fake praises, your reportees will get to know or get caught during when you are doing the fake praises. So today's session, it was really beautiful. So we will have learnt a lot. And also your story narration, it was really awesome. I was very much impressed by that one. And also these book sessions, even I have a list of books which needs to be completed. So today I'm really gonna add this book into my list, and definitely I'll complete the same thing. Thank you, Tina,
Thank you.
once again.
Thank you very much, Morgan. Thank you very much, Morgan. I need to make a point here that this 1 minute manager doesn't praise always. After a while, only at the beginning of a project or beginning of some activities, he helps them out and constantly praises them. After a while, he reduces his praises, and only when it is praiseworthy, which they can monitor and check it out, he gives his praise. So the people who are experienced with him try to get that praise by doing something praiseworthy. There are lots of things in this book. Definitely, I would encourage you to read through that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mohan.
Can I come, Vijay sir?
Yes, Jaydeep sir, please go ahead. Please speak.
Session I would have to, so I attended the session. It was very practical, so to say. I could think of all the managers I've worked in. I work in software, so very practical session. So with a lot of insights and very well presented. So it was quite a learning for the managers, or like people like us who like can relate with so many managers we have worked with. So thank you so much. There will be a lot of noise and the matter. It was a great session.
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you very much, Jay.
I'm so glad that there are many teachers here in this group who will be sharing a summary of the books they have read. Definitely, I'm looking forward more people to join, and we can get to learn more number of books and get introduced to new books as well. And definitely this year going to be great. I'm focused to complete at least 50 to 100 books this year.
Good. Can I share?
Yes, Ganeshi. Sir.
So, first of all, thanks for this wonderful sharing. As soon as I saw this message on the group, and then I happened to saw the reply from Tina immediately. This is what the session is. I was very happy the kind of follow up which was given. Yes, I'm second to all folks those who already spoke and praised Tina's explanation. Nice story. I like two message immediately after the discussion. One, she says that she starts with small investment. She believe in small investment and getting better output. And I like one more suggestion from our Vivek sir also, that nice to give the books as a present. Normally we will give a lot of things to the people. Why not to give the books? And this is very nice initiative and start where we are sharing in a could be 35-40 minutes time. But for information, I've seen many other people are taking this as a course or as a business where people are explaining or could be discussing books for 2 hours, one weekly or could be bi-weekly, so that they can earn money also, and it will be more professional also. So this is also kind of learning as well as earning options for all of us, not for X and Y and Z. But this is very nice start, and I really happy with the way Tina has explained the story. And it is not only for company and for manager. This thing is applicable in our day-to-day life also. When how to get it done through the kids. Now she has rightly pointed out the one point where how we praise the kids when he starts saying something, and then when he grown up, how we give a feedback. So this is really applicable for our personal life also. So thanks a lot once again, Tina, as well as Vijay and all other folks, and happy to join with you for such kind of future session also. This is the first time we received this message. Unfortunately, I think I might have missed it. I might have overlooked if such kind of message came in before. But nice to know for the future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Um, well, it's the session generally is from 4 to 5, and each one gets an opportunity to for 30 minutes to give their book review, and 15 to 20 minutes will be on the takeaways and the questionnaire. So we are at the end of the time. It's 5 o'clock now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today's session. Thank you, Tina, once again. It was precious.
Thank you very much, Vijay, and all dear friends. I just request you don't miss it out on this book session, because even if you don't find time, many of us give excuse that we don't have time to read any books. But books are something that inspire us. It improves on our memory, and there are lots of things. It improves our vocabulary. It helps us to focus, and it opens up our, it builds up the knowledge. So please join us with the book session, and at least read 5 pages a day. Have some target, this 1 minute goal. This is also one of my goals, that I read at least 5 pages a day. So you can also do it, and we can have lots of sharing. All this, we can use it in our training sessions too. So how to help people to set their goals, or to encourage their employees. So please do join us with the book sessions, the further book sessions, to leave your numbers so that we can add you into the group. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.